Ooh, what a mess with Sony today, right? First they the way it just started was just a simple, like when I first looked into it, it just started off as a simple, oh, we're just gonna require that anyone on Steam to link a PSN account. To be honest, I just thought it was gonna be similar to like how EA and all that does, just to keep your stats and all that. They said it was for monitoring and safety purposes, but anytime any company says that, it's just like corporate talk for them, trying to make it sound like, yeah, give us your information and we'll keep you safe. Of all people, I think Sony should have been the last company to be saying that, considering how many data breaches they've gone through already now. But man, it wasn't the fact that the poor devs over at Arrowhead were just kind of taking the whole blunt of all this, and at the end of the day, they did not deserve what happened. I mean, rightfully so. The negative reviews and refunds and all that, that was basically the way to go, because let's face it, we could have been complaining on Twitter. We could have been doing what I've been was planning on doing, was making a video. I was already making a video basically calling Sony out, and was gonna say, I'm not gonna, this is gonna really hurt my support with Sony. It still does in a way, actually. Like I'm saying, I was gonna say, oh yeah, so I don't support Sony as much as usual, but it's kind of hurt it to the point that I'm actually going to start looking into PC gaming more, because it's always starts with a little thing. I mean, look at with Xbox, it started with a game console, then it started with Xbox Live, and then PlayStation followed suit, and it's like they're always trying to one up each other, trying to get more money out of us when or more stuff out of us that we don't really need. And part of me is like, like it's like it slowly escalates. Right now, sure, it's just what's it called? Oh yeah, Steam would make a PSN account, and then that's the end of it. The funny thing is, by some miracle, say everyone was okay with that and they just linked it. The thing is, and I think the part that made it really scummy was the fact that did Sony really think it through? Like, well, actually, no, they really didn't. I think they were just assuming that, that we were just, oh, not us, but the PC community in general was going to be just similar to the PlayStation community, where anytime Sony makes a bad decision, aka increasing the PS Plus prices, we were just going to complain about it for a little bit, then move on. But I think in a situation when people spend their money on a game and, locking it to an account, locking it to behind basically making an account, it doesn't always work out that way, where people are going to actually go through with it. They'd rather put up a fight first. But even then, I think the thing, instead of locking people's purchases out, I think what Sony should have just done is just like, give some incentive, like give a free skin or something, just to, just for making an account. But even then, there were some countries that couldn't. That's the part too, is during all this, I didn't see it as much of a big deal until I saw that Sony or PlayStation isn't even supported in all countries, just some of them. And it didn't help that, even though we were making this well known on Twitter and everywhere else, that not everyone can make a PSN account, because even if they try to use a VPN to bypass this, in the terms of service, Sony will just block your account or ban you just for breaking the terms of service for making an account, just to get a hold, just so they can have access to their purchase. And instead of admitting that they were wrong and backpedaling on this, they quite literally almost doubled down on it by basically blocking access for people in the countries that can't make a PlayStation account from buying the game. It was a mess, and after all that was said and done, it didn't help that just it really just felt like Sony was about to just kind of let this slide. But I'm pretty sure the fact that the game went from overly positive to overly negative in a few days, people were managing to get refunds. Basically, this was going to backfire on Sony's end so badly. And again, unfortunately, some of it was also going to backfire too on the devs, because as far as I can tell, they knew about this being implemented for 6 months now, according to the CEO. But I guess because of network issues and all that during launch, they just never bothered. Like, they basically made it like they gave like a grace period. Like, it wasn't a mandatory thing. But yeah, this is gonna really hurt. Like, in the long run, it's gonna hurt the PlayStation brand a lot on the Steam side of things. yeah, they reverted everything. They finally kind of said, "Oops, we're hearing you, we're listening, and we're not gonna go through with this PSN linking thing." And I believe I checked on this one website, SteamDB, which is where people found out that hundreds of countries got delisted. I couldn't. Maybe I don't know how to navigate through that page, but as far as I can tell, going through it, the part that says, "Oh yeah, it's not available in this country" or whatever, that part is not on the site anymore. And when I checked, that was updated, like, let me see, it was around 1 in the morning at the time, but it said 6 minutes ago. So more than likely they just quickly undid it. And yeah, for now I'm just gonna keep an eye on Twitter or something. Maybe someone from those countries, or if you're in one of those countries or someone, maybe ask for them and let me know in the comments if they did undo it. Like I said, I try to kind of look into it myself, but I do not know how to navigate that website. But yeah, this is gonna hurt Sony's or the PlayStation brand in the long run, because from here on out, anytime a game now, say Final Fantasy, Stellar Blade, anything, even the state of play now, if it even mentions that the game's coming to PlayStation and PC, the PC players are going to be more skeptical now. They're going to probably just be like, "Is this going to require a link account now? What's the catch?" Like, it's not. And even then, maybe some people are just going to be done with PlayStation in general, where they're like, "I don't want to buy a game from PlayStation if they're going to lock my account 6 months from now," because I know that's from the very beginning of the thing. They said that the account thing was going to happen. But the thing is, when you looked at their like terms of service and all that, it didn't. It said, it kind of gave the warning that it was optional, and then when this whole drama was happening, they changed it to required. So yeah, it was a bunch of scummy things. I'm glad that this all got settled, but at the end of the day, it was something that never should have happened in the first place. And to be honest, like I said, it kind of hurt my trust with Sony too. I don't want to be one of those people like, hopefully Sony can learn from this and be a better company. They just basically try to get away with something that people didn't like, and it's only a matter of time before they try something else, or more than likely they're just gonna implement this in a different way, in a way where people will basically not notice it right away. Like I said, it was such a bad situation following through with all this. I'm not going to go with what the developers, the team communities and all that stuff was. They were just people, and I'm not going to tear them a new one or say anything aggressive towards them, because I've been in the same boat. When you deal with so much negativity at once and you don't know how, it's overwhelming, it can put you in a bad mindset, and you can say things you'll later regret. So to the people that are trying to like say, "Oh yeah, these devs don't care" or something like that, they do. But everyone's human, and you can't really, like I said, I'm not gonna dogpile on them, but I will dogpile on Sony, because they really gotta basically, I don't know how they managed to do this, but they basically turned a gold mine into a pile of shit in just a few days. That's basically what happened, is they just screwed it up for themselves for no reason whatsoever. And now it's going to take a lot to kind of fix all that. And I don't know. All I can do is just hopefully see and wait how this is all going to play out. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment what you think about this whole Helldiver situation. And honestly, yeah, hopefully we can go back to playing this game without any sketchy stuff from Sony's end, because all they had to do was just publish the game. They didn't have to get involved with any of the game. The developers and even the CEO and all that did all the hard work of winning people over and treating this game like it was a game of the year contender. Now I don't even know what's going to happen. I mean, sure, people are going to they may change their Steam reviews back to positive. They may buy the game again, but overall, I really don't know what's going to happen for the future of this game. It's going to be a little rocky now because of Sony, just meddling and changing things for no reason whatsoever. Anyways, that's all I can say for now. Hopefully tomorrow we get more clarification, and yeah. Again, also, if you want, you can also join my Discord. I should have a link of that in my bio on my YouTube page when you click on it. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I don't know what else to say aside from this was a dumb situation, shouldn't have happened, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Sony doesn't repeat this, because man, this was a good game and they just messed it up for everyone, the devs, the player base, again, for no reason whatsoever. Anyways, yeah, see you later.